All right, you're back at the Jack Ash Podcast. I'm Jack McNamara.
I am Ash.
And we're here to talk about coins and other things and bust each other's chops. I'm concerned that it may soon become just the Ash Show because on the way here, I was insisted to go get Ash a drink and bring it to the set. So it was, I'm starting to...
Well, you were already going. I just asked if you could bring me one as well.
Fair enough.
Yes.
But you did insist I bring it to the set.
Man, it's like you busted my chops so much last week. I kind of had to insist on that at least.
Well, on top of it, I'm a little fearful because we don't know what our questions are. We have these stacks of cards, and I found out as they were putting them here that he has 6 cards and I only have 4.
I only have 4. I was busting your chops already.
Oh, okay, all right. Anyway, what were we saying? We're going to start off with some current events. What were we saying was the current events?
Well, the first major news that I think they released just today or yesterday was that the Sacagawea half-ounce gold dollar now has a mintage.
Okay.
They're only producing 7,500 coins, which is very low.
That's going to sell it so fast.
It's going to sell so fast. So the Sacagawea dollar, as we discussed, they're releasing it this year to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the whole entire program, but they're doing it in a half-ounce gold version.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and this has the same reverse as the original ones from the year 2000.
Okay, because that was my question the other week.
Yeah.
Reverse.
And then you told me that there was actually some gold Sacagaweas that
I did a little research on it.
Tell me about that.
So, yeah, because last time I was like, I think there was one, and it went to space. So they made 39, they melted 27.
Okay.
And they kept 12, and they did go into space. And I thought they were in the Smithsonian, but apparently they're in Fort Knox. And I haven't dug deeper, but I think it might have to do with they kind of were thinking of having a program on it, and then they decided not to. So the 12 were never like officially monetized. So they're not even like coins per se. They're just Sacagawea.
They say $1,
gold.
but they're not legal tenders.
Right.
Okay.
They never were like, it's like an accounting thing, but more than anything.
Right.
So but apparently there's 12 that still exist. They're in Fort Knox. They were displayed at a coin show maybe like, I think in 07 or something like that. So they do exist, but there's none in private hands. There's none even on display anywhere. It's like an impossible thing that may end up getting melted down someday. I hope it doesn't.
If
but
those 12 ever made it out, that could be like one of the insane modern rarities that people could purchase.
Absolutely.
Like if it was ever made available for sale, I could see them going for 6 figures.
Dude, the first flowing hair went for $440,000. Like, how is this not
right?
of more than that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I love the Sacagawea dollar. Honestly, in the modern era, I think you'll agree with me, there's never been anything that's super enticing about it for like collectors to really chase after the entire series. They tried different reverses, they tried different edges and everything, but I think this gold version is going to be insane.
That's going to be the thing I think that changes it, because like it never took off because it was a base metal. In circulation, it never took off because just, I don't know, it's been impossible to get people to use dollar coins. But on top of it, I remember, because I was still in New Jersey and working in New York when they first came out, and the only time you'd see dollar coins was in the subway, like you get them in change, and that manganese they make them out of, it would get like fingerprints like in like a week. Like they were so fast, like the metal just tarnished so fast, so they all looked ugly, in change. I mean, I think they look cool in proofs and stuff, but
another thing, at least I saw this in like my family group and my friend group. They were so cool and different with the color and everything, where people just kept them. People didn't want to spend them because they thought it was something different or unique as well. So that's why you just don't see them in circulation.
Well, and I think a lot of people who aren't collectors also thought they were gold. So they were like, oh, is this gold? They'd keep it,
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was the big news. Laser Privy was the other thing in the news.
Laser Privy is the other thing. We don't know the mintage yet, but we do have a picture of it now. And it is what it is, whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's not get too into it, because I forgot that I told not to start in the news with Laser Privy, because there may be a question on our cards. So
all right.
we'll skip ahead from Laser Privy. Was there any other news stuff? Or
the other one that I am really excited about, and I think it's finally starting to pick up traction again, is the Palladium Eagle. That's getting released September 4th. This year's version is going to be a reverse proof. And for those of you who don't know, the Palladium Eagle program, which they first began striking coins under, was the year 2017. Every single year that a Palladium Eagle is released, the finish on the coin has to be different than the finish that they used the previous year. So they can't use the same finish 2 years in a row, which I think is pretty unique.
It's kind of neat, yeah. They do a mint state, a proof, a reverse proof. They did an enhanced or something.
They did a burnished. Those are the 4 finishes: mint state, burnished, proof, reverse proof. And last year was a proof. This year is going to be a reverse proof.
Oh, that's cool.
We don't know the mintage yet, but Palladium Eagles, in my opinion, are hidden gems in modern numismatics, because especially right now where Palladium's at an all-time low, people just aren't paying attention to it because they think that the coin itself has no merit for that reason. But you see, the vast majority of the coins in the collection have mintages of under 10,000 pieces, and there are some of them that have mintages of under 6,000 pieces as well. It's just an incredible opportunity.
Tiny mintages, beautiful coins. Adolf Wyman, you've got the Mercury Diamond obverse, and the reverse was used.
It's the Architects Institute medal.
Which was also done by Wyman.
Yeah.
So it's a Wyman design, which is similar to the $50, the Walking Liberty half kind of. So it's a beautiful, beautiful coin. And like you said, it's super affordable now. I mean, think about it, like, 20 years-ish ago, was palladium and platinum was like 3-4 times what it is now, right? Like in price?
In like 2022 and 2023, palladium was north of 3,400. As we're filming, I think it's a little over $1,000 right now.
It's so tiny.
It's so tiny. I mean, I would never speculate on the value of the palladium as a metal itself, but the coins are so unique and so cool. They're all with the high relief finish, which everyone loves also. It's one of those series that if I was anyone watching right now, I would not only look out for, but I would pay more attention to as the series goes on, because it's very acquirable still.
Yeah, beautiful coins. All right, should we go to cards?
We do. I'm going to defer to you. Who starts?
Either one. Ash start.
Age before beauty. Go ahead.
He said Ash start. He immediately said you start. Okay. All right. By the way, we got new cards. Look at this. Used to be just 3x5 cards from the pharmacy or whatever.
Look at that ugly smug.
Whoa, hey now. Calling me. Wait till they see your picture on your card. All right, here we go. What currently unknown coin would be the biggest deal if discovered? Like if they discovered a coin that they don't know about today, what would be the biggest deal?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind, which I will mention, about the 1964 peace dollar.
Right. Yeah.
If that all of a sudden came up, that would be insane. Another one that I did research on after we were fighting about the 1895 proof is that apparently in the year 1895, the Philadelphia Mint, I believe, struck...
I think 12,500, right?
Yeah, it was like 12,000 circulation strike Morgans and melted them all down. Yeah. So if that was accidentally discovered, that would be insane.
Yeah. I don't know if they were melted or if it was an accounting where like they struck 1896 coins and it was on the accounting for, but either way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are the two most obvious answers. So for those of you who don't know, Jack could talk about this more than me for sure, but there was some research done and they discovered actual dies that were prepared in the year 1964 to start striking peace dollars again. The rest is a little bit fuzzy with me, so I'll let Jack continue.
Yeah, so the way I understand it is 1964, before we stopped using silver, obviously they made quarters and $50 and dimes that year, so they were preparing, because they hadn't struck a silver dollar since 1935, so it was at the point where they were going to need more silver dollars. They were preparing to strike peace dollars with the date 1964. Denver Mint apparently struck, I think it was 500,000.
So they were actually struck?
I believe so. I'd have to double check it. And then they melted them all down. There's rumors that some exist that escaped that they kind of had shown as trials or whatever. There's none publicly known anywhere. Like I said in the other show, somebody I know said they saw one, but who knows. The strange thing that came out though was when you're talking about the dies, was in the Smithsonian like 5 years or so ago, when there were some numismatists organizing things, because they have so much, they have hundreds of years of archives of stuff. Some of it they don't even know. They get donations and stuff. And they found dies for a 1964 Morgan dollar. They didn't find the peace dollar dies. They found a Morgan dollar die.
That's even more insane.
And that was crazy because there was never a rumor of a Morgan dollar being struck in 1964. Like there was
the only explanation I could think of is that maybe that year they wanted to strike silver dollars. They didn't know which design they wanted to use, so they made both dies.
Yeah, that would be what I would think, but who knows? But yeah, 1964 would be crazy if that came out. The one I was going to say would be the other 1849 double eagle, because there were two struck.
Is it? I know our colleague says that there were two struck, but genuinely, is it assumed that there were always two? Because it's speculated that there were two because the one that's in the Smithsonian has like a rim ding on the obverse of the coin. Mm-hmm. But does the mint officially state that they struck two coins?
I'm pretty certain that there's record of two being struck.
Okay.
And the other vanished. I don't think that rim ding is actually because the other coin hit it. they were prepared as like proof, like presentation pieces. I think that happened after the fact.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, everybody's got their own theories, you know. But that's my theory because it's a proof. I mean, you look at it; it's hairlined. It's kind of been mishandled over the years since 1849. But the other, like if the other one came out, that'd be crazy.
Do you think in either of our lifetimes, it's a bit of a stretch, but do you think we would ever see coins from the Smithsonian actually be available for sale one day? Or do you think the Smithsonian collection is going to stay with the government?
I don't think it'll ever be sold.
Okay.
And I hope it's not. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they like deacquisition like certain duplicates, like to raise funds for the collection. But to like, that stuff should be available for the public to see and for researchers to see. And I mean, I love going to the, I mean, have you been to the Smithsonian ever?
No, not yet.
The numismatic collection, it's right on the first floor. They've got a room that is set up with a giant vault door. And you go through that door as like a coin geek. Like I'm like getting like the chills, like with the hair standing up on it. Like you go in there and it's like, it's like opening the Holy Grail, like in like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, there's like, 1849 double eagle. There's three $1804, class 1, 2, and 3. Like all this stuff's on display. That double thick, ultra high relief, like all this stuff. Like it's just, like as a coin geek, it's like overwhelming. It's like every awesome coin ever, except for the 1964 peace dollar is not there, but it's really like crazy. So I think it would be horrible. I think if they decided to sell that stuff, because most collectors who are that rich, it gets locked away. No one sees it. I mean, some people share. Titan collection's been displayed. There's been some cool collections displayed. Harry Bass collection was at the A&A headquarters for like 20, 30 years or whatever. But usually the stuff, when it goes in private hands, nobody gets to enjoy it anymore, except for the owner.
You might know this. Does the Smithsonian collection lack any insane monster rarities, or does it have all of them at this point?
That's a good question.
Like the 1913 nickels, there are 5. Are all 5 in private collections, or is one in the Smithsonian Museum?
I think they're in private hands, but I'm not certain. I forget.
Okay.
The only one that I can think of that they don't have is the unique Indian head double eagle. The St. Gaudens.
Right. That's right.
That coin is, a lot of people say that would be more valuable than the 1849-20 if it came on the market.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the owner of that coin, instead of selling it, just donated to the Smithsonian?
Stranger things have happened. I mean, there's been collections over the years donated to the Smithsonian. I mean,
yeah, I mean that would probably piss off a lot of people, because I bet you there are a lot of people that are ready to buy it if it ever comes back on the market. And just imagine just going to the Smithsonian.
Like the Lily collection, I know that was donated in the 70s or something, but which was all crazy, like a lot of foreign gold. Like a few years ago, a 1933 double eagle, like the owner had it like for a long time in their family, and I guess just kind of very quietly just was like, here, you can have this. I don't want to deal with the legality of like what to do with it. Because stuff, it happens, but.
I think it's my turn, Jack.
It is. I was gonna say, let's.
Oh, this is a great question.
Uh-oh.
What is your favorite ancient coin?
Probably the Ides of March. There's a ancient coin.
Gold one though.
Yeah. That's a coin that's not in the Smithsonian.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be. It's not really American heritage.
The coin collection isn't all U.S. though. They have all kinds, like the whole history of coinage. They have.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
they
cool.
have all kinds of stuff.
I definitely have to go to the Smithsonian.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. But yeah, the Ides of March probably. I mean, ancient coins are. I've been kind of getting a lot more interested lately. I'm not like an ancient historian, but I feel like I learn more through the coins because I'm so fascinated by the coins, and then I learn the history. It's kind of backwards. But we learn so much from these coins, and like there are coins that have all these famous stories that we know about from, the ones I do remember from like high school history. I mean, like, Brutus killing Caesar. Brutus then releases a coin, and it says Ide Mar, like Ides of March right on it, and it's got 2 daggers. I mean, it's like the coolest coin ever. I mean, silver is generally a 6-figure coin. Gold, there's I think 3 known. I think 1 or 2 or at least 1 is in a museum. I know 1's in the London Museum.
Wasn't 1 just sold that had to get like confiscated or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of these countries in Europe have these laws regarding like national treasure. So if you find these coins in most countries, you're metal detecting or digging a foundation for a house and you find these, you can't just keep them. Like the government gets involved and they do, the archaeological digs and research, and generally the coins belong to the country. Now, those laws didn't take effect till, I don't know, the 70s maybe? I'm not exactly certain, but so there's some stuff that was grandfathered in. You can buy ancient coins, even very famous rarities that today would be hard to own if you have a pedigree. This Ides of March coin, the government in Italy can't say you stole this, you found this and stole it. You show documentation, this was in an auction in 1895 and then it was in an auction in 1926, and there's a chain of custody from before the law took effect where you could legally own it.
I could be wrong, but I talked to a guy that deals with ancient coins, and he told me that the law went into effect around the world, like at the same time in the I think it was like 1974, where all these countries came together and were like, we're not going to let these coins escape.
I know the Hobby Protection Act in the U.S., which is the law that you have to put copy in case on any replica coins, was 1974. So they might have all been part of the same time. I'm not sure, but it kind of would make sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, the one where the coin got confiscated, it was a real coin, but they caught the dealer making all these copies of fake documentation of receipts. And really crazy detail. Using old paper, old the whole deal. And then they figured out that this guy was just faked everything, and the coin ended up going back to, I forget what country took it back or whatever. But that was a big deal. But yeah, my favorite ancients, that one would be up there. The other one that I think is really cool is there's one with they made commemorative coins, commemorating the Ides of March. But there's a commemorative coin for the opening of the Colosseum. Has the Colosseum.
I've seen that. It's very cool.
Yeah, and even the bronzes are usually, I think, 6 figures now, but that's also one of the most expensive. There is maybe one gold known, or very few gold known. That's probably $1 million today. Those are some of my favorites. I love the decadrams, like the Athenian decadram. It's like the size of a Morgan dollar. It's thick, and the artwork is incredible. Ancient coins.
And it looks like an ultra high relief too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I always kind of taught with ancient coins, when you're looking at Greek coins, you're looking for the artistry. They're just spectacular, beautiful, beautiful coins. And for the Roman coins, you're more looking for the history. Famous Julius Caesar, and I don't know. You're looking at famous historical figures and stuff more on the Roman coins and things like that. So, fun question. What about you? You have a favorite ancient coin?
I'm not too well versed with ancient coins. I collect some Armenian
coins.
But I wouldn't call them my favorite. Certainly, I think the Ides of March takes the cake. Whether you're talking about the silver or the gold, just the story behind it. I would wager to bet that because of the historical significance and the rarity, that coin is like the king of ancient coins. It's the one that everyone wants.
Yeah. There's so much cool themes too. We need to move on in a second, but I always loved, I look in ancient coin books and catalogs. There's so many, because all the different Greek islands had kind of their your mascot, the Athenia has the owl, but there's Acrocos has the crab, and I forget, one of them has a sea turtle, a turtle, and you see the hare, a rabbit, all kinds of crazy animals, lions attacking bulls, and there's so many cool animals. Olympic event, there's one with a discus thrower, there's so, wrestlers, anyway, I get fired up over this stuff.
No, they're cool, I agree.
All right, is it my turn to read a
I
question?
think it is.
All right, here we go. What are your thoughts on colorized coins?
I'm not a huge fan. It's a little bit tacky, unless the U.S. Mint is specifically doing it. That's how I feel about it. And the reason I say it like that,
I was going to say
99%.
Why the U.S. Mint, but why? That seems a little biased.
I'll explain it. I'll explain it, because if it's not the U.S. Mint doing it, that means it's a third party getting a silver eagle. We've seen them that have the American flag.
I misunderstood, because there are other official government, foreign coins.
Let me rephrase it. So if it's an official colorized coin,
right.
I'm not too against it. But if people colorize coins after the fact, they're kind of cool, but it's not something I would personally enjoy. You know, like the only colorized coin that I could think of is the Purple Heart Commemorative from the U.S.
Cool.
Mint.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done any other ones recently.
They did basketball.
Oh yeah, I remember the basketball. You're correct about that.
U.S. Yeah, that's probably about it for U.S. I mean, other countries do it.
Yeah. Other countries do it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And
Canada does it like every year probably on something.
yeah, and they're cool, don't get me wrong. However, how do you determine what the condition of something like that is? Do you take into consideration the I don't know, what's the ink called that they colorize it with? The enamel, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the enamel, if that has a scratch but the rest of the coin is perfect, is it a 69? Or if that part, I don't know, like it's just weird.
if it's a mint issue, it's all part of the coin. I mean, you need the color to be perfect and everything to be, the metal to be perfect. You know?
Long story short, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, we never got into colorized coins. We've never seen colorized coins in circulation for a very obvious reason. I could understand why collectors enjoy it, but I personally would not really go after colorized coins. They're cool, but I wouldn't pay anything extra.
I was actually surprised, and I think I asked you something. I kind of assumed that at least one of these Superman coins was going to be colorized.
Yeah, and I'm so happy they didn't colorize it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of a traditionalist. I kind of lean towards more kind of classic look of coins. But for this type of stuff, I think it is kind of cool. Like the Seuss stuff we do, I think that's cool. It's a cartoon. It should have color to it. You know what I mean?
Fair.
You know? I think that's...
But then again,
you know,
I mean, even the Seuss coins, they're like $200 or $300. You're not talking about anything substantial. So they can stay fun and they can stay collectible and exciting for the vast majority of people that are in the hobby. My point is that I would never consider a super valuable coin that has colorization to be something worthwhile.
What if they did a completely color to life scale of on an ancient Roman Colosseum coin?
No, I would not be into that.
What's next?
My turn. Great question. Okay. With the 250th anniversary of the Mint approaching, it should say with the 250th anniversary of the United States
The country approaching.
The country.
The Mint is a little younger. But
Correct, yeah. There are a lot of big plans coming.
Yeah.
What would you like to see? We talked about this actually this
We
morning.
were talking about this. I liked your idea of a gold Lincoln cent. I know that the whole point of the Jackass podcast is that we fight with each other, but we do actually agree on a lot of things. I thought that would be awesome. We already know they're making a gold Mercury dime.
Yes.
What would I like to see? I mean, you know what I was thinking about? We talked about like large cents either, like a chain cent in like gold or silver or something maybe. I don't know, something weird like that. I mean, I love that they did the flowing hair the other year. I like a lot of that classic stuff. Maybe take some pattern coin designs and make like modern versions
like
of
which
them.
ones?
You know, like an Amazonian or the earring. You ever see the one where Lady Liberty has a little shield earring? It's kind of an interesting one. Trying to think some of the other ones. Some of the what other designs are there that were really cool that they didn't use? Or even like the Morgans on like a $50, like those like patterns that they did. I don't know, there's a lot of cool stuff they could do. I guess, again, going back to the last question, like you, I'm kind of more a fan of the classic stuff. So I love that the Mint's been like coming out with these kind of modern spins on, making new Morgans and, the gold Mercury dime they're doing this year, the gold Mercury dime and the standing quarter and the Walking Liberty half that they did, the ultra high relief they did in 2009, like
flowing hair.
Yeah, all this stuff. I love this stuff. I guess at some point though, you're going to kind of run out of the kind of novelty of it, and like that's why I'm thinking like how do you kind of like put those together, like make.
There's one coin none of us have talked about, and it would be the coolest surprise if they release this next year, or if ever, like it would just be insane at any point in time. I've been dreaming about this for a while. A Brasher doubloon.
That would be cool.
That would be so cool.
I don't know if they do it though, because it wasn't a U.S. Mint coin.
It's still part of U.S.
Because schmuck, it's a colonial. I don't know why you're so excited. I don't know why you're so excited about a colonial coin.
That's where you were going. All right.
But I agree, that'd be awesome.
It wasn't. Wait a second. When were Brasher doubloons struck?
I think 1887.
Do you mean 1787?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. How's
5
that
years before the mint.
colonial? How's that a
Because
colonial?
there's no mint yet.
We were established in 1776.
Doesn't matter. It's all considered colonial.
No, it's not a colonial because we were in the colony.
Look in
We
the
were a
red book.
country
It's
at that point.
considered a colonial. You're technically correct. Maybe it's not.
It's not a colonial.
It's
yeah,
a colonial.
I thought about that after. You
Dude,
know
it's a colonial coin.
You know
Go
how
Google.
when you argue with someone, then you go home and shower, you're like, shit, I should have said that during the argument. That's how I felt. I was like, the Brasher doubloon was struck in 1787.
Yeah, but there's so many things. It's considered colonial. It's pre-federal coinage.
Doesn't matter. That's not-
Pre-federal coinage.
But we were in a colony at that
It's
point.
called a colonial coin
Anyway.
because anything that's pre-federal is colonial.
It would be great.
You're right. Technically, we weren't still colony. We already did this to England.
So was the Fujio sent a colonial?
Yes.
Oh, come on, give me a break.
It's not struck by the mint.
Doesn't matter if it's struck by the mint or not.
It does matter. Look in any book. It's listed under colonials.
I disagree with you. The definition is a little fuzzy. It's a bit of a gray area.
I didn't make this up.
I think they
This
stuck
is
it
like
there.
200 years of
They
freaking numismatic
stuck it
history
there.
in the United States.
They stuck it there because there was no other definition to give for those coins, like the Fujio cent and like the Brasher doubloon. What are you going to call something that's not a colonial but wasn't struck at the
Get
U.S.
the red
Mint?
book. Look, the red book. Here's an old red book. Let's see what it says. It's going to say.
How old is that red book?
This is from 1965.
Let's do it.
Let's look in the section for colonial coins. They do break it down and say like pre-federal and like they do break it down like that. But let's see. All right, the first section of this book, coins and tokens of the English American
Come on,
colonies.
get to the.
Let's see. We're in the colonial section of the book.
It's going to be there. I just want you to discover it.
Yeah, it's going to be here in the colonial section of the book. Of course, it's going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Am I looking for Bresh or I'm looking for Fujio?
I don't care. Just get to the 1780s, man.
Let's see. Nova Constellatio.
That's your.
Brasher doubloons. Let's see. Perhaps the most famous piece brought out before the establishment of the Mint of Philadelphia was that produced by well-known goldsmith and jeweler Ephraim Brasher next door to George Washington in New York.
On Cherry Street.
Yeah, it doesn't say that, but I believe that's accurate. I'll give you that one.
You're
Brasher
welcome.
produced a gold piece weighing 48 grains, approximately equal in value to a Spanish doubloon, about $16. The punchmark EB, but yeah, I mean, this is the colonial section of the book.
Where else were they going to stick it? That's what I'm saying. It's like, it almost makes sense to stick it there because they have nowhere else to put it, but I wouldn't call it a colonial.
Fujio cents. Here they are, right?
So is the birch cent a colonial piece?
No,
Why?
because it's listed under the first United States mint issues, the birch cent.
You know what I mean.
Struck under the authority of the mint. Yeah, see? Many members of the House favor representing the president's head on the obverse of each coin. Others considered it monarchical practice. Washington is believed to have expressed disapproval of the use of his portrait on coins. Majority considered a figure emblematic of liberty, more appropriately.
All right, you made your point. We went off on this crazy tangent, and you made your point.
Yeah, I won.
But still, it's
I
not
won.
a colonial.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
I won.
welcome.
Yeah.
You didn't win, but it's all right. All right.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Gosh. All right. What is your favorite coin design that doesn't feature an image of a person?
The shield nickel or the 2-cent piece, they both have the same design. It's by far the coolest design ever. The 2-cent piece was actually one of my favorite coins when I first started studying about U.S. coinage, just because of how unique it was. Actually, the reason I would like 2-cent pieces, when I was working in the coin department at RCTV, when we were selling 2-cent pieces on TV, do you remember that? We had a 64 and a 65 2-cent piece in fine condition. We didn't have capsules that fit 2-cent pieces.
Okay.
So I think we put them into quarter or $half capsules.
It's probably a little loose.
It was a little loose. I was like, why don't we have capsules? And they told me because 2-cent pieces like this thing that was only struck for a period of time.
Right.
And I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. So that is my favorite coin design. And on top of that, I do think it looks pretty unique. The shield on the obverse is beautiful. The 2-cent piece specifically was the first coin struck in the United States with the motto "In God We Trust."
Yeah,
It's
1864.
so that would be my pick. What would you pick?
I like a lot of like pre-federal colonial coins.
Okay.
Actually, one of my favorites though always has been is, and it's again crude. I know you're gonna make fun of the art. It looks like a little kid did it maybe, but I always like the Vermont copper because it has the Green Mountains of Vermont with the sun coming up over it. I always thought that was a cool design. I feel like there's something else in that category lately, like I mean, like bristlecone pine, like a modern coin.
Oh yeah,
That's
we didn't
a
even
really
think about
cool.
modern
That's a
coins.
really
That's right.
cool
That's right.
design. You know, the bucking bronco, the brasher doubloon. You know, there's so many eagles. Eagle, I feel like is cheating. Like to give that answer. There's so many cool eagles.
Yeah.
And most of those coins do have a person on the other side. You know, but I do like those mountain ranges. There's another one that I like a lot. That's a Central American Republic, which I believe today is Costa Rica. But that has a similar mountain range with the sun coming up. I always just thought that was a really cool design. Yeah, I don't know. I like when I see that kind of stuff because it's so unusual. Like you're just used to seeing, you know, historically it was the monarch, the king, the queen, and then, you know, it's become historical figures here in the U.S. As soon as, you know, once they put Lincoln on the penny, then everybody,
Yeah.
you know, everybody had to get on a coin, and then you can't get rid of these people because they're, you know, so famous, great Americans. Nobody wants to take them off then.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I do think it's time we depart from the presidential coinage that we have. The only one that like is the coolest is the Lincoln cent, but apart from that, I think the rest of the coins kind of do need to get a refresh at this point. It's a bit of a tangent off what we were talking about, but since you mentioned that, I wanted to bring
Fair
it
enough.
up. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
My
You
turn.
got-
Oh, all right. So this is why we were asked to hold off on talking about this. There's a picture of it too. What are your thoughts on the laser Privy, and have you ever seen a dog walking away from you with its tail up?
You know, it's funny. I've seen a picture. Somebody showed me the picture of the laser Privy either yesterday or the day before, and I was trying to think, how can I tactfully describe what it looks like? And it does sort of look like a dog walking away with you with its tail up. It is very sphincter-like.
Sphincter-like.
It is a strange Privy mark. Look, I'm a fan of the Privy marks in general. I know we've argued over, you know, I think the Star Privy's cool just because it's a low mintage and it's something that's never done before. I know your argument is it doesn't really represent something. You like it to be more commemorating something specific, you know, which as much as we disagree on that, I value your point. Like, you know, I think it's cool that they're doing another thing that, I don't know what the mintage is going to be, but presumably we'll have a low mintage. I love like all these different weird varieties and rarities. I have no idea why they picked a laser. Like I mean, a star, an eagle, they're these patriotic emblems of America that go back to our foundation. A laser, like what the heck does that have to do with anything? Like
It's so pointless.
Like, and I'm waiting to see some press release that's like in honor of the new space laser that we are releasing this year. Like, I don't understand the relationship to anything. Like, I don't get it. So, I mean, from the standpoint of instant rarity, new Silver Eagle that is a low mintage, sure, I think it's cool. But you could have put like 100 different ideas for Privy Mark in a hat and let me pull one out and like you know, like spoon, like I don't know, wastebasket, lamp, like any of these concepts I would have been like makes more sense than a damn laser. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't get it. And it is weird looking. It's kind of like, I mean, I guess that's probably like the international symbol that they use like for a laser beam, like when you're like in a, you know, a lab where there's like a laser hazard, like that's probably on like the OSHA sign, that symbol. Like I don't know where they.
The fact that we're sitting here trying to justify it means it makes no sense. The fact that we're trying to
not even justify, just figure out what the hell is the point of it.
The fact that we're trying to, I wouldn't say justify it, but trying to see what it could tie to. The fact that it's not obvious enough makes it.
Like I said, you're arguing to me like, oh, the star doesn't have enough meaning and the eagle doesn't have enough meaning. I'm arguing, well, they've been patriotic emblems of our country since day one. You understand that. This, I don't see the relationship to anything.
The star and the eagle compared to this are incredible Privy marks. Like this, this makes no sense to me. It's
like a shoe, a fork, a shovel, like, why a laser? Like what the? And besides, they pick a thing that how do you even draw? It's like a beam of light that you can't even friggin' see in real life anyway. It's like it's a little ridiculous.
No, I don't. I'm not a huge fan. I'm sure it'll sell well. I'm sure people will be excited.
I mean, it's a coin you got to add to your collection. You collect Silver Eagles, it's going to be a low mintage coin. I mean, I don't know what the mintage is, but I assume it's a low mintage. They're trying to make a rare instant collectible piece.
Imagine it's like
cool.
the rarest Silver Eagle ever made.
It could be, because everybody's going to be like you and me and go, what the hell is this? I don't know. I'm going to pass. And then all of a sudden, like, it becomes like
10,000
it becomes like worth a fortune down the line because nobody bought it because they don't understand what the hell it's supposed to be.
I don't think they'll understand it in the future either.
But they'll understand if the mintage is tiny and they all got melted down or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who's up, me?
It's you.
All right. What is your favorite coin in the world?
My favorite.
I don't know why I said it that way. It just sounded like a big statement. Your favorite coin in the whole world.
My favorite coin in the whole...
Laser Privy?
Yeah, right?
What if they put a laser privy on an ancient Armenian coin?
My ancestors just rolled in their graves hearing that. So I'll give you two answers. Answer number one is the trade dollar. I love the trade dollar, and I'm saying that as a.
What are your favorite two coins in the world?
I'm saying that as a design. I think the trade dollar has the most unique design ever put on a coin. In my opinion, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
I think it's cool, but I don't think it's like I think it's similar to the seated. I don't know if I'd argue I like the seated better, but to me they're so similar. But
yeah, I mean it's different enough. I think it's a very neoclassical take on Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
It was done by the good barber, which I always appreciate.
Good barber.
Yeah, William Barber, not the other guy.
Charles.
Yeah.
Chuck. You don't like Chuck?
I don't like Chucky Boy. No.
Teddy didn't like him either.
Teddy hated him, and he knew it. That's why he was messing with Augustus St. Gaudens, like in the beginning.
I don't think Georgie T. Morgan liked him a whole lot either.
I didn't know they worked with each other, but that makes sense. So that's
right.
like
Wasn't Charles the chief engraver when Morgan was working there?
Charles, maybe you could be right.
I thought that was the one he butted heads with. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted your now two-part question.
So the reason I say like that's for a series, but if you pick a standalone coin, my favorite is the Nova Constellatio. It is a beautiful design. It's so
That's interesting. That's cool.
It's so early in U.S. history.
You know how early it is?
It's like colonial early.
That's a colonial coin.
I know.
You crap it on colonials, and then you're like, my favorite coin's a colonial coin.
I dream of being able to handle one day in my career. It's the first coinage I ever struck for the United States of America.
You're talking about the pattern pieces, like the 500 Kint and like.
Wasn't one of those recently discovered to be like the first coin struck under the U.S. authority?
There was, I forget exactly.
The one that was valued at like $15 million.
Yeah, there's some, because there's a pattern collection that had like the different denominations, and those are the first coins like that were struck that showed like a decimal system, like we use today, like 1 cent, 5 cent. Although I think there's one to 1,000.
It was
but it was still 1,000 quint. Right, 500. Quint.
Yeah.
Quint. But there are the other Nova Constellatio, that circulated. That were similar, but didn't have like the denomination like those.
There was one specifically that it had like super proof surfaces, and there was apparently a letter from Alexander Hamilton that stated that specific coin was delivered to somebody.
Yeah, probably either Morris or Jefferson or one of these.
Yeah, and it was regarded as the first coin struck under the authority of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's insane.
They're phenomenal coins.
It's an amazing coin. I wish I could handle one. I like the commemoratives that we had back in 2022.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Those were beautiful, but the all-seeing eye with the rays and everything, it's just a gorgeous piece in my opinion.
That's a good call. I'm not going to fight you on that one. Those are
Thanks,
good. Those are good choices.
See, I'm coming around on colonials.
Yeah, I mean, you had to have two answers to get there.
My hate for colonials really stems from the shilling, the New England shilling. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole again, but it's like this. Anyway,
it's not the most artistic piece. I'll give you that. Oh, you're like warming up for this one. This is gonna be big.
So Jack.
Yes, sir.
Jack McNamara. What kind of lame weenie is an active member of their neighborhood's HOA?
Is this a real question? I'm on the board of my HOA. Dude, my neighbors, we have a nice...
That's not all you are. You're a defender of HOAs, which are terrible.
We have a very nice neighborhood, and they needed somebody to be on the board, and
Continue.
there were no volunteers, and they asked me if I would be willing to run for
one
it,
thing to
and I said I would.
It's one thing to take one for the team if that's what you're calling it, but you defend HOAs. You're like, HOAs must exist. That's what you told me whenever I argued with you.
No.
Yes.
I said, how would you like if your neighbor moved in and painted their house pink?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care if your property value got cut in half because some
Come
schmuck
on,
next
give me a
door?
break. Give me, look, there's
Some guy
there should
next
be
door
no-
is out there smoking hookah and blaring music all night long.
Hey, that's probably going to be me. So, this argument.
I've lived in many neighborhoods without an HOA, and it's very nice. But I don't mind an HOA. I like, it doesn't bother me.
I want to dig in my
but
backyard.
I also don't.
I don't want Jack McNamara to breathe down my neck and tell me I can't dig in my backyard. Like that's. Sick.
I don't live. The idea is not to be up people's butt. The idea is
Most are like that.
I'll give you that. Some of them
Yeah.
are like that. I read stuff online that are nightmare stories.
Yeah.
I am not over there doing that.
I'm sure you're not.
Just please don't do things that are going to hurt the neighborhood's animals and stuff.
Fair, but if, in my opinion, unless you're living like a condo, which you have to pay an HOA fee because there's upkeep for the whole entire complex, or a townhouse, for regular houses, what do you need an HOA for?
It's cool. We do a lot of parties and events.
And you pay monthly.
We do security stuff. No, we don't. Mine is really low. Mine's really low.
I get it, but not only do you pay that per month.
I don't pay monthly. I pay like less than $300 a year.
Whatever.
Mine's very low.
So it's still okay. So you pay.
That's a good deal.
You pay annually, but then it's not like the
Really good
HOA
deal.
pays for the dinners.
They subsidize a lot of it.
What does that mean?
They pay for like half of it. Like
Okay.
it costs more. We
$300
pay for bands.
I'll feed my family.
We
for
we
a while.
got license plate cameras like when you come in the neighborhood. So like if people literally somebody got like robbed, the police had the license plate of who left the neighborhood like within like a half hour.
Cool.
Good stuff.
That's cool.
It's great stuff.
But then
The only reason I fight about HOAs is because you come in with me with these arguments. Otherwise, I don't even think about it. I don't talk about it. I don't care. I've been in neighborhoods without HOAs, and I was more than happy.
HOAs.
My whole neighborhood's going to be
I would
watching
hate
this
it.
like, what the hell's wrong with Jack? The guy's a nutcase.
I would hate for someone to knock on my door and tell me I'm not allowed to do something to my house that I want to do.
You want to know the
to
best
my
part of the
property.
HOA is they have a monthly newsletter. It tells you about all the things in the neighborhood, this person's birthday, this person graduated.
That's what next door is for. Who cares?
No, the newsletter, they put it in your mailbox, a little printout. I sit on the couch, I read it. When I moved in the neighborhood, it said, welcome to the neighborhood, McNamara family. Jack McNamara is a numismatist. I literally got a phone call like the next day from a neighbor down the street, like, you collect coins? Like, I collect coins. It was
I don't
pretty
want to know
awesome.
my neighbors that well. First
It was
of all.
cool. This guy has wicked collection too.
Does he?
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to tell me about it later.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But back to my topic. HOAs, in my opinion, should not exist. Most of them, I should say. Most HOAs are not run
Yeah,
properly.
all of them except mine.
Most of the leaders of HOAs constantly go on power trips. They just want.
I only did it so I could yell at my neighbors.
Well, a lot of them actually do act that way. I know you're being semi-sarcastic, but like these guys
Semi?
think that these guys think they're president of the United States of America and they act like it, like they have some sort of authority over me. I just hate the idea of HOAs. I will never buy a property that has an HOA unless it's like $2 a month.
I'll tell you, we don't want you either.
I promise you, I will cover my license plate next time I come in your neighborhood. Promise you. That's about
All right,
it.
and then we end on a question. It's not even a coin question about HOAs. Like, what the hell kind of jackass podcast is this?
Look, man, I think we could all agree, right, that
Yeah, we can all agree.
colonials
on
are
everything.
terrible and HOA should
Your
not
favorite
exist.
coin is a colonial.
Yeah, but it was.
and then what?
it's
And then
different.
what was the one favorite? What was the question earlier with the Brazier doubloon? It
Yeah.
was like, what was that question? Your favorite something? What was that?
My favorite coin. No, not my favorite coin. We were talking about if they could bring back the Brusher doubloon
Yeah.
in the modern era.
For somebody who hates colonials, you sure like a lot of colonials.
There are two, specifically.
You don't like Fujio cents? Fujio's like awesome. Dude, Fujio says mind your business.
Hold on.
Fujio's
actually
designed
bring
by
up a
Ben
great-
Franklin. And Fujio's one of the greatest designs that doesn't have a person on it. Has a sundial. What coin has a sundial on it?
Hold on. You bring up a great question. I'm going to settle
bring up a lot of great
once
points here,
and
bro.
for all. Once and for all. Is the Continental Dollar, which I'm bringing up because it has the same design as the Fujio Sen, is it...
Now you're trying to catch me on corner me on a
it
technicality.
a souvenir from United Kingdom making fun of us? And do we revere it for no reason?
Well, whether it's a souvenir from the United Kingdom making fun of us is still up to debate. There is no record that I've ever heard of the origin of those coins. There's a very good chance they were made in England, but nobody knows for sure. I don't see how it's making fun. I don't know that story about that it's making fun of us. I thought it was more like a souvenir, like, oh, there's a new country. This is like a...
But they hated the fact
like
that
a
we
commemorative.
seceded from them. That's why.
Yeah, but coin collectors are different. If they were made, if they're made for collectors, it's like, you know, I don't know, if you wanted a commemorative from some new country that like came out. I don't know, like, I don't know if a collector cares pro or con as much.
Okay.
So I don't know that it was made to make fun of us, because usually when stuff's making fun of us, I mean, there are a lot of tokens and stuff back in the day where when people are making fun of you, you know they're making fun of you. Like, I mean, there's like those tokens, like political tokens of like a jackass on, like which is kind of fitting.
It's
You know, kind of poetic, I guess. But like, usually when there's a coin or a token that's making fun of somebody, like, you know it's making fun of somebody. Like, if that's making fun of the U.S., like, how's it making fun of us? It's just, there's nothing making fun. It's the same design as a Fujio set. So I think, I mean, also you got to remember at the time, coins had circulated, just whatever you had was money. So whether it was made by a government or made as a curiosity or as a memento or as a souvenir, it still would have circulated. Like, once they got into, you know, somebody needed to buy something. I mean, granted, they were pewter and people didn't know how to value it, or they thought it was silver and they were trying to pass it off as silver, like however it traded, I don't know. But I guess my point is, everything was quasi-official no matter what its original intent was. For that reason, official colonial coin.
Is it in the red book under colonials?
Of course it is.
I'm sure it is. But okay, you don't have to open it. It's fine.
You're like, shit, he's going to start reading.
Yeah. All right. I think that's
I guess you've had enough of us.
Before we sign off, I do want to mention something. For those of you watching, please, if you have any questions, whether they're funny, ridiculous, or actual insightful questions that you want us to ask each other.
Or insulting questions you wanted to ask each other.
Yeah, any one of those. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't see the comments, but the people that manage our social media do, and they will collect those questions and bring them up. So if you have anything that's super cool that we're not thinking of, feel free to drop it in the comments or message us, and we'll include it in the show.
Yeah, that'd be a great way to interact and probably come up with some strange questions.
Better than,
hopefully.
I mean...
It can't be stranger than your questions.
My questions are fine.
HOA? Like, what the hell are we talking about HOAs?
It's fine. It's fine, Jack. You'll be okay.
All right.
Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching.
Thanks for joining us. See you soon on the Jack Ash Podcast.